In this video, I'm going to show you an incredible Monk Ranger multiclass capable of dealing over 90 damage by level 7, which is just absolutely insane.
For your race, choose Variant Human to get a +1 to Dexterity and +1 to Wisdom, proficiency with their Perception skill, and the Fighting Initiate feat. Fighting Initiate lets you choose a fighting style from the Fighter class. Choose Unarmored Fighting. Unarmored Fighting makes your unarmored strikes deal bludgeoning damage equal to 1d6 plus your strength modifier on a hit. If you aren't wielding any weapons or using a shield when you make the attack roll, the d6 becomes a d8. For stats, we'll be using point buy. Roll for stats if you want, but keep multi-classing minimums in mind. Our stats are going to be 8 strength, 16 dexterity, 15 constitution, 8 intelligence, 16 wisdom, and 8 charisma. For your background, choose Criminal, which gives you proficiency in the skills Deception and Stealth, as well as a gaming set of your choice and Thieves' Tools. Starting at level 1, your class is Monk, giving you proficiency with Strength and Dexterity saving throws, proficiency with the skills Acrobatics and Stealth, as well as the ability Unarmored Defense and Martial Arts. Unarmored Defense gives you an AC of 10 plus your Dexterity and Wisdom modifier while not wearing armor or using a shield. Martial Arts gives you, while unarmed, the following benefits. You use Dexterity for attack and damage rolls. You replace the damage of your fist with a d4 that changes with monk levels. And you can make an extra unarmored strike as a bonus action during your turn when using the attack action, provided you haven't already taken a bonus action. At second level, you get Key and Unarmored Movement. Your monk level determines key points. Your key save DC is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier, and you can spend these points for features like Flurry of Blows, which lets you take 2 unarmored strikes as a bonus action after an attack action, Patient Defense, which lets you take the dodge action as a bonus action, and Step of the Wind, which lets you take the disengage or dash action as a bonus action with double jump distance until the end of your turn. You regain key points after a short or long rest, including 30 minutes of meditation. Unarmored Movement increases your speed by 10 feet while you are not wearing armor or wielding a shield. Third level monks get their subclass and the ability to deflect missiles. For your subclass, choose either Way of the Long Death Monk, which lets you get temporary hit points equal to your wisdom modifier plus your monk level when you reduce a creature within 5 feet of you to 0 hit points, or Way of the Opened Hand, letting you, whenever you make a Flurry of Blows attack, impose one of the following effects on that target. It must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or be knocked prone. It must make a strength saving throw. If it fails, you can push it up to 15 feet away from you, or it can't take reactions until the end of your next turn. Deflect Missiles lets you use a reaction to reduce the damage from a ranged weapon attack by 1d10 plus your dexterity modifier and monk level. You can catch the ranged weapon if the damage becomes 0 or the ranged weapon is small enough to be held in one hand. Spending 1 key point allows you to throw back the caught projectile, make a ranged weapon attack, using the caught weapon or ammunition. You are considered proficient with this weapon. 4th level monks get their feat and the ability Slow Fall. For your feat, choose Warcaster. The Warcaster feat gives you advantage on concentration saving throws when taking damage, and you can perform somatic components of spells even with weapons or shields in hand. Additionally, when a creature provokes an opportunity attack, you can use your reaction to cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action that targets that creature. Slow Fall lets you use your reaction when you fall to reduce any falling damage you take by an amount equal to 5 times your monk level. At 5th level, switch over and take your 1st level in Ranger. 1st level Rangers get the Favored Enemy ability, which lets you choose the type of favored enemy or 2 humanoid races. You have advantage on survival checks to track your favorite enemies, advantage on intelligence checks to recall information about them, and you learn 1 language of your choice that your favorite enemy speaks. Natural Explorer lets you choose 1 favored terrain. When making intelligence or wisdom checks related to it, your proficiency bonus is doubled if using a skill you're proficient in. You get these benefits while traveling for an hour or more in your favorite terrain. Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel, your group can't become lost except by magical means, and you remain alert to danger even while engaged in other activities. If traveling alone, you can move stealthily at a normal pace, and when you forage, you find twice as much food as you normally would. Additionally, while tracking other creatures, you learn their exact number, sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area. 2nd level Rangers get their fighting style and spells. For your fighting style, choose Blind Fighting. Blind Fighting gives you blind sight within a range of 10 feet. For your spells, choose Hunter's Mark and Goodberry. Third level rangers get their subclass and another spell. For your subclass, choose Gloomstalker, and for your extra spell, choose Fog Cloud. Gloomstalker gives you the Disguise Self spell and the abilities Dread Ambusher and Umbral Sight. Dread Ambusher lets you add your Wisdom modifier to your initiative, and at the beginning of your first turn in combat, your speed increases by 10 feet until the turn ends. If you use the attack action, you can make an extra weapon attack, dealing an additional d8 damage if the attack hits. Umbral Sight gives you 60 feet of dark vision, and while you are in darkness, you are invisible to creatures relying on dark vision to see you. Fourth level rangers get a feat. For your feat, choose the Crusher feat. The Crusher feat increases your constitution by 1, lets you move one creature 5 feet to an unoccupied space once per turn if you deal bludgeoning damage to it, and makes it so that when you score a critical hit that deals bludgeoning damage to a creature, attack rolls against that creature by you are made with advantage until the start of your next turn. Fifth level rangers get the ability Extra Attack and some spells. For your spells, choose Absorb Elements, Pass Without Trace, and Spike Growth. Extra Attack lets you attack twice when you take the attack action. Now how does this work? This is a damage-focused build with two pretty fun ways of dealing damage. The first way is pretty straightforward, picking an opponent, hopefully before combat begins, which shouldn't be too difficult with a plus 16 to stealth thanks to Pass Without Trace, then placing Hunter's Mark on them. Once Hunter's Mark is successfully placed, you're going to punch them in the face 3 times with the flurry of blows. Because you did this, Dread Ambusher is going to kick in for an extra attack, meaning in total you get 4 attacks, each dealing 1d8 plus 3 from your fists, an additional d6 from Hunter's Mark, as well as that extra d8 once from Dread Ambusher, for a total of 93 damage in a single turn. The next way is by doing the same thing, except instead of casting Hunter's Mark, you're going to cast Fog Cloud, giving you advantage on all attacks, and your opponent's disadvantage with all of their attacks. And while you will lose about 25% of your damage, advantage on all of your attacks and disadvantage on all of your opponent's attacks is nothing to scoff at, especially because you're still dealing 69 points of damage in a single turn.